All right. I am thrilled to welcome Tati Botta, three-time Sandler Award winner. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. Sales strategist, speaker, author, Honorary Consul of Brazil in Michigan. Tati is known for transforming sales teams into high performing dream teams by blending boldness, kindness, and proven strategy. She's helped countless professionals and organizations achieve serious results, the real one, with authenticity and heart. Tati, welcome to Key to You. So great to have you here.
Well, I am so glad. Honestly, I was looking forward to this conversation. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So let's dive in. So the origin itself takes us back to the beginning, right? What was life like for you before any of this? And was there a single moment where everything shifted and you knew sales was your path, your calling?
This is a very good question because in the real world, nobody leaves college or selects sales as their first profession, right?
Right.
This is my dream, to be honest with you. I want one day that people are going to decide to be sales professionals as their career. But back then, when I started in sales, it was not the thing, right? I started like my first sales job was in a VHS video store.
Right.
And this was like back in the 90s. And I was feeling that I was doing that because I had nothing else to do. But to be honest with you, it took a long time for me to realize that sales was a career and my passion. Maybe 15 years later, because I am doing sales since forever.
But was there a moment where you thought, this is not a day job, this is my calling? When did that shift happen?
It was. I had this moment, and it was back in 2011, 2012, when I was a regional sales manager for an IT company back in Brazil. It's called Equinix. It's an American company, but I was there in São Paulo. And I just started like hearing more about the training industry and coaching and how could we develop sales professionals. And then I realized that I wanted to be at that side of the table. I thought, I know so much about sales so far. How about me start like holding people's hands and coaching? This was when I said, I wanna blend these two things.
Yeah.
Training, coaching, mentoring, and sales. And then I opened my first training company.
Love it. Love it. So the struggle nobody saw. Every great story has a dark chapter. Right. What was yours? And what were you facing behind the scenes that most people never knew about?
Well, this is a profound question, and I gotta tell you, probably I didn't share much about this any other place. So I come from a very troubled family, a lot of violence, a lot of neglect. So I believe since my young age as a kid, I was learning how to be resilient. And this, like, I would say, transformed the way I've seen my career. But I also was a single mom. So I got divorced when my son was 6 months old. And I met the love of my life 8 years later when I was already 32. At the age of 32, it was when I finished my first degree. Because before I had no means, time, support, or money to go to college. And the rest is history.
The rest is history. Oh my God. More power to you. The breakthrough, everybody's life have a breakthrough, right? Walk us through the winning the Sandler Award for the very first time. What did that moment feel like for you? Did that matter so deeply to you personally?
It matters a lot. And I'm not saying this to be nice or to make this even bigger and brighter than it is. it was magical, and I'll explain you why. And I spoke a little bit about this, not the award per se, during my TEDx
Yeah.
talk a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
I am an immigrant, like
Right.
you as well, right?
Right.
So
Right.
moving to a new country 10
Yeah.
years ago and
Yeah.
leaving behind a whole career and
Right.
starting over. And then 10 years later, you look back and you see, I am holding my third award in a company that I started a year ago. So it was like that flashback that
Of
is hard
course.
to
Right.
explain, right?
Right.
So it was my breakthrough. I knew I was in the right path.
Right. That's beautiful. It's a dream come true.
Yes, it is.
So the turning point, tell me about the sales call, the client or the team that completely changed the way you think about people and selling forever.
Ooh, this is a very good one. And probably many sales teams that I encounter that I have been training for such a long time, they change the way I see things. But maybe it was my own team back then, like 29, 2010, and my team, I had a team of 12 people, and they were the ones who really opened my eyes to the calling, because I was seeing a group of people that were
Right.
very hard workers,
Right.
but they didn't have any time to stop and develop themselves. So it was a hunger game all the
Yeah.
time. And then
Right.
they taught me that we could have a different way. And I'm not trying to be romantic, because I am very results driven. And
Right.
I think we need to be kind, but at the same time, we need to have like this
The back.
the balance, and we have a goal to achieve, we have a company to run. But
Right.
they were the ones who really opened my eyes that we had a different way to do it, not pushy, not that pressure the way it was, but more processual, organized, and kind.
That's that it's very nice when you say being kind. It doesn't apply only in one organization or one profession, in my view. Every profession, there is a way that you can operate, which is very well organized, and being kind, being empathetic, which is so important. And I'm so glad you mentioned that. And it applies everywhere. So, what was going through in your mind standing the backstage before your TEDx talk? I want to know that. And what were you really trying to say to the world that day? The first one.
So many things. Like, first of all, to be honest and real, I was trying to not to forget my words. This was the first thing, right?
I
I
hear you.
I was
hear
sitting
you.
there just thinking, oh my gosh, I cannot mess this up. I prepared for such a long time. I cannot forget my words. But then there's a point, and
Yeah.
I know it's different for every person, but I was there thinking about it, and then I stood up, and then they were about to call my name. When I walked into the stage, all the nervousness, all the anxiety disappeared. I'll kid you not. And then I was fully in my element, just
Yes.
thinking, I am in the room. And my TEDx is called Why Your Breakthrough Lives in Someone Else's Room. And I
Yeah.
just wanted to be raw as possible, because TEDx has a structure. I could not be like completely out of script. But
Right.
I wanted to tell the world that if you put yourself in a position that you offer people your talent before
Yes.
asking anything,
I agree.
everything returns to you. And
I-
it's the story of my life. Like,
I-
all that I lived in this 10 past years here in the US, it was about me standing, giving my hand, and somebody giving me back. So this was the message.
I love it. It's beautiful. Oh my God. I'll remember this, Tati, forever. So the moment of testing in your life, right? Everybody goes through this, where choosing boldness cost you something. And what, for us, being bold, especially, I would say immigrant women have more of that compared to others. It- what was that thought that that went through when you are so courageous, when you're so bold in your business, in your life, but people don't see it. People don't, either they get intimidated or either they're like, oh my God. I know. They don't see that real brilliance in a woman when you come across bold. Have you faced that ever?
This is so powerful because many of us, we have to be bold, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you make me just mention my second keynote speak engagement that I do, that is called "It's All Your Fault: The Power of Radical Accountability." And this is something that frees people when you are accountable, when you are bold, when you make your own decisions without handing your life to somebody else. And I'm not saying, what I'm saying is not like having a partner, as I have a amazing one. It's not about that, but it's more like what's going to happen to me depends on me and on me only. So one moment in my life, it was when I decided to get divorced with a 6-month-old kid. Because I knew that relationship would not give me anything better. And plus, I didn't want my son to be raised in a position, in a situation that I was when I was a kid.
Oh my God.
Career-wise, moving countries, it's bold enough. Leaving General Motors that I left to open my company, it was pretty bold because I absolutely love that company. I have all the respect and the gratitude to GM, but I had to grow. I had to go someplace to leave. And you use the word like sometimes being bold shows like how brilliant we are, and not everybody sees that. And I left a very comfortable career with GM, with people that I liked very much, in a company that is very well respected. And you know, here in Michigan, work for GM is like, I made it.
It's a big thing. It's a big thing, right? Yeah.
But you gotta be bold to step into the unknown and find your brilliance.
I love it. I wish one day I'll do that. I really think.
You will.
How's your Brazilian identity woven itself into who you are as a leader today? A trainer, you are also an honorary consul there here in Michigan. What does that heritage means to you?
It means a lot. And I believe you are going to relate to this.
Yes.
Because there's no right or wrong in culture, but culture is different, right?
Yeah.
In Brazil, because we are a third world country. Yes, it's sad to say, but it is.
It is, yeah.
And because the economy and all the situation is not really steady, you learn to be flexible and resilient. So I say that in Brazil, and again, I believe you are going to relate, we are the ones who build the car and drive the car. We are the ones who carry the piano and play the piano.
I agree.
Here in the US, and again, it's not right or wrong, the person who plays the piano, it's not the person who carries the piano.
I agree.
So every person in one place.
Yes.
The situation that brought me to being Brazilian and being resilient really makes me stand out. Because sometimes it's difficult for people to understand how I am able to adjust so fast.
Right.
So this is my heritage. This is what it is to be a Brazilian. You just do it, right?
Exactly. I mean, you said it so well. We just do it. We just keep going. Oh, the situation was bad. Move through.
Yes.
Oh my God. Move through.
Yes.
Like we keep it going, right?
Yes.
I love it. So tell me a story about a sales team or a person who came to you completely broken, and what happened to them on the other side of working with you.
Ooh. I am not going to name names, not to keep the secret, but because I've saw many broken people around me. And being broken can mean like different things.
Yeah.
Sometimes I faced clients that they were ready to give up,
Yeah.
ready to give up their companies because they were not selling enough. And
Yeah.
then by helping them to build a process, we were able to revert the situation. I had cases that people came to me and said, I am not made for sales. Because, sometimes we believe that
I was
salespeople,
going to say that. I'm not made for
yes,
sales.
yeah. And sometimes you have no choice, right?
Yeah.
If you feel that you are not made for sales, but you have to sell to bring food to your table, it's a really like suffering situation because you got to do.
Yeah.
You cannot just decide not to do
Yeah.
anymore. And
Yeah.
these people are the nicest to work with because I help them to understand and they coming to conclusion by themselves that sales has nothing to do as to be the extroverted, the light of the party, the chaotic person. Sales is a process. And I need to tell you, the ones who believe they are not salespeople are the ones that become the best one because they listen more. And sales, it's listening, it's not talking. So it's about being interested, not interesting. These
You
are
know,
the best salespeople. And these are the ones I think that I help the most.
I love it. Tati, golden gems, right? You said three things in this whole talk about it's not about you being a shiny personality in the room, be able to talk to people. It's about the process. I love that statement. It's
Mm-hmm.
process.
Mm-hmm.
And second thing that I really, really loved about is like it's to me the way I will summarize it is it's not a transactional.
No.
It is listening more and understanding that person, understanding where they're coming from, and then going into their shoe and be able to talk to them so they can connect with you. So listen more. I would say it's a golden gems. I mean, this is so important for anybody. And I think I know exactly what it means because we'll talk more off the record, but then I totally understand what it means, but beautifully said.
And even when we're selling something that is not necessarily a product or a service,
Yeah.
we are all selling. We need to sell ideas. We need to
Right.
sell, I don't know, ourselves when we are in an interview. And everything is about to pausing and listening because when you look to somebody's on their eyes and they know you
Yes.
are leaning in, the
Yeah.
trust is made. And then when we have trust from somebody, they are willing to give you all the information that you need to maybe make a sale, maybe not. But then
Maybe
you are
not.
having an adult conversation. You know what? We
Right.
are here to talk. I don't
Right.
know if we are going to become something. We are
Yeah.
here to talk.
Right. I love it. I just love it. So, what's the most painful professional lesson you have ever learned, and how did it quietly become your greatest gift?
I've learned so many painful professional lessons. Probably that nothing is definitive, nothing
Mm,
is final. And I am thinking just the recent situation when I joined the corporate America here, I thought I would be retiring. I had the
mm,
idea, the plan to maybe one day be an entrepreneur again. But because I
mhm.
didn't know what I didn't know as a new immigrant, I
Right.
joined corporate America and I thought, now I'm going to retire doing it. And then
Mm,
I found myself in this world of possibilities. And although it doesn't seem like to be painful, a painful lesson, it was.
mm,
I just said like a few minutes ago, jumping out of the ship from a
yeah.
company that I fought so hard to get in and I loved, it was pretty
Right.
painful. It's almost like when you have a relationship that you know you need to move on, but you
Right.
still think about it.
Yeah, exactly. You can get away with that. That string is attached.
Yes. Yes.
That's good one. So if someone told your story 20 years from now, what would you want the heart of that story to be? Not the awards, but not the titles, but the feeling you left behind.
That serving others first is what changes completely the world. Like serve first and ask later. if everybody could start doing this, we will form like this invisible force that everybody could thrive. And when I say that, it seems that I'm being very romantic, like I'm seeing a pinky world. I really believe in that because you have a talent. If you offer your talent to me, I am going to thrive. And then I can offer my talents to other people. And then like the economy thrives, companies thrive, people thrive. We make more money, we travel more. So many things can happen by just one person offering something to somebody else. And it doesn't have to be super big, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you. And Tati, I really like about what you said. You got to build a community of people who are like-minded, who are thinking, who are doing something and giving back to the community and support each other. That system needs to be there around us. And we got to be taking that as one of our responsibilities, although it's not the responsibility. I truly feel it's our responsibility being a womanhood and being immigrant and there is a struggle out there. And how do you help, right? I mean, that's absolutely right. I agree. So tell me about a moment where you choose kindness in a sales situation when every instinct in the room was pushing towards pressure and aggression. What happened and what did it prove to you?
I think that for this question, I would not have one moment, honestly, because I'm always trying to go towards kindness. And it's just my nature. And to be honest with you, this is psychology, right?
Right.
If you push somebody, they are going to get into safety mode. And when somebody is in safety mode, they are, or they shout or they fight, right? They are going to close up or they are going to fight. So where I'm going to go with it.
Yeah.
So in addition to kindness being the right thing to do, business-wise is the right thing to do as well. So I'm always choosing it, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to be assertive because being kind is not being abused, like free consulting or letting people take off your time without making a decision, just making this in a sales conversation. But I had a lot of tough situations where being kind was probably just leaving the room. If you cannot get into common ground. I had like one, now you are making me remember, many years ago, I was in a very tough discussion with a client. And I asked him if I could leave the room so I could breathe. The guy told me no, because it was so like heated. But another person from the same company asked him, we got to stop here. And then I left. And I left. I went to the bathroom. And I'm not going to lie, I cried. And when I came back, the room was like calmer. People were ready to continue the conversation. Yes.
Oh, my God.
So somebody's kindness, right? Save the room, save the day.
Save the day. But I also want to, I mean, if that's okay with you, that was a moment you cried, but you have to come back and attend to the same people, same faces. What was going on in your mind? Were you able to continue with the same tone, confidence, authority?
Well, you have to, right? And the only thing that made me to continue, it was because I was representing a brand, my company.
Oh,
and I am like very serious on, like I had a brand and I had to compose myself. Right. But I got pretty angry. And just later in my career that I learned that, have you ever heard about nonviolent communication?
No, what is that?
It's I would say, don't quote me on that, but it's almost like a methodology that you learn how to. This is Marshall Rosenberg. Let me quote him. It's he passed away many years ago.
Yes,
and he teaches us that you need to understand that the other person in front of you, they are being rude at you, but not at you. They are being rude because a need is not being met. So when you start looking from that perspective, I can think about that person being rude and not allowing me to breathe because he was in pursuit of a need that must be met at that time. It was not against me. And this is
It's not personal.
freedom.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it.
And it's
Oh my
freedom.
God.
Yes.
I'm
You
so
don't take it
proud of you.
personal
You did
anymore.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember his name and I remember a quote of, but I have to go back because all these beautiful quotes help me build my personality too. So I keep reading audaciously. I go back to that. It's beautiful. So I would say every author story has a story behind, right? I mean, to me, I feel like there's a real story behind in the book what you write. So, what was the moment you decided the world needed to hear what you had to say badly enough to sit down and write it all out? What were you really trying to give people through that process?
The not so romantic reason why I wrote a book, it was because I had the time, I had a passion, and I had quietness in my life.
Yeah.
It was a few years after I moved here, and I was
Right.
not working like crazy like I was in Brazil. So the world was quieter for me,
Right.
and I had the time to do so. But the
Got
main
it.
intention, my book is called People Sell to People, and I am working on a second edition that is going to be launched very soon, probably fall. I wanted to humanize sales. As I told you in the beginning, my dream, and now I am being bluntly honest, is to have people one day choosing to become sales professionals and not being ashamed. Because
Right.
when you approach people today that they are doing sales, they say, no, I'm not in sales. I am a business developer. I'm an account manager. Because we have this stereotype.
That
And
perception, right?
yes,
Yeah.
it's like salespeople are dishonest. We should
Yeah.
not be. We should run from them. So I wanted to write a book that taught like people and showed people my story as a sales professional that is doing nothing more than connecting with people and meeting them where they need us to meet. And
Yeah.
if we don't have a place to meet, it's okay
It's
as well.
okay. Yeah. And,
Yes.
and what I like about it, it's also going to teach you. To me, I feel like as I'm growing in my career or, doing the other initiatives outside, it's becoming apparent to me that you have to learn how to sell yourself, your idea, how do you connect with people? How do you network better? All of this is part of it. And I'm going to pick your book, going to have you sign it. And we have to make sure I'm going to write about it too once I finish my reading. But I think it is so important because my daughter, who's 14 years old right now, she loves marketing. So the more she understands this, marketing is good, sales and marketing goes hand in hand. It's one and the same. How do you learn about it? And I think I'm going to push her towards you one day. So it's awesome. So
Send her on my
I'm
way.
going to I'm going to take that walk. The people who are listening to our conversation today, what are the 3 things that you want to leave them with who wants to be part of sales or already part of sales? They want to know that they can immediately start inculcating in their behaviors. What are the 3 things that you would say for them?
I would say that kindness can change the world. If you listen more, you are
Yeah.
going to probably sell more, by the way. If you are a more objective person looking to something that is going to change the way you achieve your quotas, if you are in sales. The other thing that I always say, and I think I mentioned before, for everybody, just be interested and less interesting. The time to be interesting is going to come. But
Yeah.
when you are interacting with somebody, just be interested in them, be present, listen, ask like deep, intelligent questions. And the last thing will be serve first and ask later. Offer something to someone without needing anything in return, because the universe is going to conspire. Honestly, you are going to get back in one way, shape, or form. But just do it. Give your talent to somebody.
I just love it. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for being on my podcast today, Tati. I loved our conversation.
Yes, me too. Thank you very much for having me.